Okay. This is so my day. Computer, internet, YouTube. Work with me, not against me. I love you. We are all in harmony. And I am droppy hands all over the place. Droppy. So I am hoping. So anybody that might be watching this later, um, I was having issues, and there were people in the chat telling me I was having issues, so then I had to restart. So I am here because do you see me? Grand Rising, driving much love. Thank you, Miss Trina. Okay, here you are. Okay, thank you all for listening and being present and dealing with that. That's actually happened to me multiple times now where when I hit to go live, it just spins. It just spins. I get that circle that says go live, and there is no such thing as going live. But I know I'm alive. I know you're alive, and so all is well. So thank you for, yes, you hear and see me. Thank you, Trina. Oh my goodness gracious. So happy Sunday. I'm having one of those days where I'm droppy hands. I'm dropping everything. And honestly, normally I kind of roll with that because I know it's a part of the shift. I know it's stuff like that. But I don't bend down so easily after my surgery. So every time I'm dropping stuff, I look down, I'm like, should I leave you or should I try? It's like, damn it. But I'm doing really well after the surgery. We're actually going to talk about that a bit today. Welcome anybody who has never been to Stars of the Morning Light. I'm Courtney. I'm the host. Stars of the Morning Light is a complete spiritual metaphysical resource platform. Check out the websites below. The June Akashic record reading is available for people that are on my Patreon account. Thank you, Lucky. I'm wondering if you were able to see that video. I put it out a little bit earlier for them, of course, for my beautiful patrons. And so it's there. I will post it here. You might have seen it on the 5th. So people here get a little bit late. People that are my patrons get a little bit early. It is there. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Normally on my Sunday messages, my weekly goals, I get the goals from the Akashic Records. But I will tell you, I was there yesterday getting the June reading and some other stuff for a client and myself that I completely forgot to ask about it. And I think people have a lot of opinions on how the records work. But if you don't ask, or if you don't say, hey, what else do I need to know? And you forget to, it's not like it's just they present you with everything. That's not how it works. That's really not how it works. So hello, Miss Nancy. Thank you, everybody who is here. So this weekly goal message is going to go back to pre my surgery when I was talking about the pyramid of self-ascension. So to just recap, oh, share it on Discord. Man, I'm still trying to figure out. Lucky said, share your stuff on Discord. Man, Lucky, if one day if you want to walk me through even YouTube and Patreon, then I might get to Discord. Oh my goodness. Ancient mind, not up to new times. Let's recap the pyramid of self-ascension. Okay. All of us, we can see ourselves as a pyramid. We can see ourselves as a power of 3. There's actually 3 pyramids within us, but I think that was the homework project of the last video, and nobody really paid attention to that. But let's just focus on the self pyramid. This is a recap from the last weekly goal. You have a pyramid. This is you. right? Each corner of a pyramid is an aspect of yourself. So one could be mental and emotional, one could be the other one physical, and let's say the top is spiritual, right? Well, all of us lovely humans, we usually neglect one or at least two of those points. We do. It's in our nature. And the goal is to start balancing them because this pyramid is going to anchor hopefully into 5D. We're going to talk a lot about 5D today. And it's just like any geometry. If you neglect one too much, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, or physical, well, as we understand, if one starts to neglect, the whole pyramid eventually starts to crumble. It's cause and effect. It's all of the principles of the cosmos. And so in the last video, we talked a lot about how I was going to be restoring my body, hence going forth with the surgery. It's interesting. I only follow really a few teachers because I'm very particular about teachers. One of them, kind of my main ones, they are down in El Salvador, no, not El Salvador, Ecuador, or somewhere down there. They are beautiful souls. I have them attached to my, not community, but my community page or whatnot. They are actually possibly live after this video. I say check them out. It is the official Shri and Kira YouTube channel. Guys, if you want to go beyond standard stuff that's out there, if you really want to know what's going on with energies and what's happening here and what's happening there, they're amazing teachers. And pretty much there's only a few hundred, few thousand of us that participate with them on a regular. We are part of the group that holds up the rainbow bridges for the world. They are also right now beginning to construct pyramids, hopefully across the globe, healing pyramids. It's fascinating work that people can visit. So, and it has to be on indigenous land. They are connecting right now the indigenous from the north and the indigenous from the south. They're bringing them together. I'm getting chills. What's happening there is amazing. So, always, that's who I get, unless it's just my personal experience and my guides or the Akashic records, that's my other source, my other resource that I use. Okay. So, prior to my Sunday weekly goal here, it was before that big full moon lunar eclipse, Scorpio doing its thing. And man, did it do its thing for a lot of people. And I think I told most of the people here that, so my moon and my rising are in Scorpio. So I knew it was going to be huge for me. And so I purposely, and I knew it was going to be there to let go and transform, because that's what Scorpio is asking for everyone to do. It is that phoenix, originally the golden eagle, now the phoenix. So it was asking everyone to do that. How that played out in people's lives was very difficult for many, and it's still playing out. And it's because of these current energies that we're in. I purposely, like I said, set up my surgery for the Friday before that. Because that was a huge letting go. I knew it was going to transform my life. And honestly, I kind of wanted to be on a whole lot of medication so I didn't have to fully experience it. That was my logic. That was my logic of like, whoa, I don't want all this mental stuff. And it's been playing out with people big time. Guys, all of 2022 is going to be ruled by these massively powerful full moons. All of 2022. And I titled this, The Propulsion of Passion. That's where we're at. I have so many people that ask me in Akashic record readings for them, what's my life purpose? Well, I'm going to tell you, all of us have the exact same life purpose. It is to love and be of service to others. What that service looks like to you, how it can help others to turn around and help Gaia. That's all variations, but your main purpose, it's very simple. All of our main purpose is the same, to love and be of service to others. That's it. But we will talk about how do we identify what more of our life purpose is. Because right now, and I know I've said this before, the current, the energy sense, well, very, very much for a long time, especially since about 2015. A lot happened in 2012 and earlier, but 2015 onward, it's been nudging people. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Stuff planetarily has been happening. And now it's no more of a nudge. These energies, planetarily wise, all around, in and out, it's no longer a nudge, ladies and gentlemen. It is a full-on demanding energy that we change and that we move forth in our purpose, in our growth, in our experience here, in our love and service to others. So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. I did pull a card today for this, as I always do on Sundays. I don't think I've ever pulled this card. Not for us. Not for any of these videos. So I pull from my Sacred Geometry deck. And the card number 23, Dynamic. I will hold it up. I'm going to hold it up for a moment so everybody can maybe take a glance. Dynamic. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about the pyramid. Okay, so yeah, me and my pyramids. I got a pyramid right behind me. Yeah. And it says the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. I find that fascinating. Origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Dynamic. Beautiful. This is amazing. The old, the new, with ease, grace, and great joy. And really, guys, that is the energies that we're surfing. So I am happy that that card came out. Very happy. Trina, be safe, my love, driving. We are experiencing that right now. And many of us know this. We can feel it. We can sense it. We see it everywhere. Like T.L. Clark was just saying, we're seeing this stuff everywhere. It is the old and the new, and we're surfing through all these energies. But it is very hard remember, like I've been talking about, because we're going to really go into 5D here in a moment, about how people here, and I really made this channel for newbies to this stuff. So if anybody is a newbie that sees this, welcome. We love you. We anticipate your coming. Even if people don't know, our boss, co-workers, loved ones, even if they don't know, they are also experiencing this energy as well. So it is up to us to surf it much easier so we can be of love and service to them. Because they don't know, guys. They do not know. A lot of them don't. They can just see what they see, and it's been rough. It's been really rough because these energies are now demanding the change. I'm going to talk briefly about my surgery because it's very interesting how what needs to be revealed is revealed in time. Sometimes not controlled by us at all, but yet it is. Because we're going to talk about the commitment that your soul made. So I know, for me personally, that, and globally for a moment, globally, all of our souls around late summer, August of 2019. See, this energy has been nudging too much since 2015 that by 2019, even if they were not aware of it, all souls made a commitment to their purpose, to what they truly love, desire, and want for the world through themselves. All of our souls did it. I know that I was conscious of it. Others didn't. So our souls made a commitment, right? Knowing or unknowingly, our souls did that. Everything since has been pushing us towards that soul commitment that we made. That's why and everything since then has tried to contribute to pushing us towards the change, the shift, being what our souls are meant to be. Unfortunately, it's usually change doesn't come without tragic. That's how humanity's built. Doesn't have to be that way, but we're still in that. So my soul made a commitment in August. I know exactly what I committed to. But, and I hate the word but I'm going to use it. I hate being a butt-headed man. I did that in another video. That's where that word comes from. Butthead means that you're a butt-headed man. You say but too much. But even though my soul made a commitment, my soul did. That did not mean that my waking, conscious, everyday life self, Courtney, accepted it fully. I still had a lot to work out, lots of fears, lots of shadow work, lots of things to work out. All the what ifs that seemed to consume the world. I had to work through it. During this time, I'm going to jump us back to 2014. I knew something was wrong with my body. I had gone between 2014 and just recently, this past March, I went to 6 different doctors and had 3 different ultrasounds. Not ultrasounds. Yes, ultrasounds. No one saw anything. Also, through those years, I studied Reiki. I'm a Reiki master under very, very well-known, and I mean highly, highly well-known Reiki masters, and had participated in many Reiki shares, many this, many that, doing it on myself. I also go to the records, the Akashic records. There is a reason I'm saying all this. No one ever saw what was going on with my body. Ever. I knew there was something wrong, but no one could see it. And it finally got to the point after I made a soul commitment. I knew, I was trying, still no evidence as to you should have a surgery, Courtney. Let's fast forward now. So I knew something was wrong in 2014. 2019, my soul made a commitment. It was not until, I'm going to tell you guys, it was not until this past January that I stepped off of the fence, didn't give two shits about any of the what ifs, I worked through so much fear that by January, I said, okay, I'm full in on my soul commitment. I am full in. Mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. The pyramid, the triangle. Because it takes a while. Just because our soul made a commitment doesn't mean that the rest of all the other aspects of ourselves are in line right away. There's a lot to work through. And by January, I went, nope, I'm not on the fence anymore. I'm fully committed, mind, body, and soul. Let's go. With that being said, I went, okay, body, you are actually the best tool I've ever had. You actually helped me get my frequency up way more than my mental, and I never acknowledged that. So I'm sorry, but I need to fix you. That's when I manifested the right doctor that even though he couldn't find anything, he said, let's just go in there and do the surgery. It was not until that doctor, and I asked the records, and they said, it's time. Get that surgery done because we need your body in order. Because I didn't start doing the records until 2016, 17, whatever. And I was busy doing other stuff in there. No one had ever found until I took my soul commitment and added it to my entire self pyramid commitment. Moving forward, my passion, did anyone see what was going on with me? And I did. On the outside back of my uterus, I had a 10 centimeter, very large, almost 11, like a grapefruit, way bigger than my uterus, fibroid tumor. No one had ever seen it. It was hiding all through these years. And that is Reiki masters. That is doctors. That is 3 ultrasounds. Things come when they are meant to come. That got so bad, it was also pushing on all my other organs. You could see it in pictures. It was pushing horribly on my bladder, horribly on some of my small intestines. So no one had ever seen it in close to 10 years until I said, okay, I choose me completely. Mind, body, soul. I choose me completely. And I got off the fence. So that's what we're going to be talking about here. Because a lot of what happened with this Scorpio moon was that people were presented. I mean, I have loved ones that went through really rough stuff and they're still going through it some. People were presented, this has to change. This has to change. In dramatic ways it was presented. Because they are not even aware that their soul made a commitment a few years back. And now that soul, our souls are saying, okay, it is time now become completely aware of what is you and choose you. I hope this is making sense. And so we are surfing in dynamic ways. I'm going to hold this card up again for people who are just now joining. I pulled this card. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So we're shedding our layers. And I will tell you, last Wednesday, let's talk about the ego for a minute. I'm not against the ego at all. I have an entire video, though, about cleansing and balancing your ego, because when the ego is way unhealthy, way unbalanced, overriding our power, driving the bus, it is not a good thing. And it's also very closely related to childhood work that we might need to process as well, that inner child stuff. So without going deep into that, there is a video. Go ahead and watch it. I teach in that video how to cleanse your ego and keep it balanced and right-sized. Even knowing that, even doing that, I've been doing it for years. This past Wednesday, the energy was presented there for us to really start stripping away our ego. To really, really not have that at the forefront. And even for myself, since then, since Wednesday, I have been able to catch my thoughts way faster and identify it as, whoa, that's an aggressive ego thought. Whoa, I don't actually live with that kind of negativity. Whoa, I'm able to catch it much faster. And I understand, this is why I'm presenting this to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are all having more thoughts right now, and thoughts become things. Thoughts become things that are more ego driven because it is a very big purge of our ego, of the negative aspects that ego can develop over time, especially if ego's ever been hurt, especially if ego needed to be in survival mode for a long time, as mine did growing up. Right now, there is this massive cleansing, not controlled by anything that we are doing. This is cosmic stuff. This is the energies presented. There ain't much we can do about it except become aware of what thoughts are actually yours or what thoughts are ego's. Ego's not bad. Ego is a part of survival. Ego will always be with us. But ego is a tool, God-given tool, to help us identify things that need to be identified, fears, harmful environments, aspects like that. It's not supposed to be overriding our emotions and our thoughts. So right now, the energy starting last Wednesday, and this is going to continue for the next few weeks, it is a purging of ego thought patterns. So when they come, first try to grab them, acknowledge them. Oh, I got you. I got you. I see you. I hear you. That's really not of me. That's not how I actually think. And then you can dispel them. You can say, I'll teach you this right now. Whenever I hear something that is coming at me negatively or that I just don't jive with, I immediately say, I reject that. That is not of me. That works in relationships. That works all over the place. If something's coming at me that is energy that is not mine, and I don't do manipulation, I don't deal with it no more. Me given or taken, I don't do it. I say, I reject that. That is not of me. The same can go for when this great purge of the ego. When I start thinking kind of unhealthy about other people or whatever it may be, I can identify, whoa, that's actually ego. It's unhealthy ego. I'm not in fear. I'm not in survival. I don't actually need this. I immediately can go, I reject that thought. It is not of me. Because my mind, heart, and soul should always be able to override the ego. I'm trying to make everyone aware that we need to be more aware of what our thoughts are. Us humans, I mean, we spend a lot of time in our heads. It doesn't stop really, unless we zone out in front of a television or whatever. We spend a lot of time in our heads. We have more control over our minds than we give ourselves. So I reject that. That is not of me. Energy coming my way, or even thoughts in my own head that I know is not really how I think. These are some tools to let you know that's going to be playing out. And you don't have to voice it all the time. You don't have to this and that, because it is that purge. So why is this great purge happening? We've been purging for years. It's like, shadow work all over the place, especially when it's Scorpio. Scorpio, that phoenix that wants us to rise out of the ashes. Hey, Street Mom. Um, all this purging. I've been purging for a lot of years. The worst purge was the summer of, it was the summer of 2019, actually, right before my soul had to make that commitment to itself. Wow. I guess I didn't think about that. That whole summer was very harsh. It was the biggest purge of my life. Anger. I was purging all of the anger I swear that I had ever experienced or thought. It's a hardcore summer. And my anger usually comes out of disappointment. It's good to start identifying. Anger had become in my life my default emotion. And I spent many, many, many a moons working on it. And I came to find out that my anger really was based out of disappointment of people, places, and things. But who am I to be disappointed? The point is to allow people to be who they are. Hence, moving into why are we purging so much? Why are our souls making these commitments that hopefully our pyramid of self-ascension will fully finally commit to? The whole self. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to ascend, and I know there's a lot of chatter about this ascension. I do believe in it. Why don't we level up? Hey, it's about time, right? The planets are telling us to do so. Please let us not forget that the North Star returned at Yule, December of 2021. The North Star is there to navigate our passions, to navigate us to the coming of the new earth, to navigate us to everything. The North Star reappeared after thousands of years, telling us, hey, the planets are trying to tell us, the stars are trying to tell us, it's time. It's time to evolve. It's time to move forward. It's time to travel into the new earth. So 5D, let's talk about 5D. How is everybody doing? Hey, before I go into 5D, are there any questions? Because this is Q&A as well. Or is everybody just having a great Sunday? I hope so. Yeah, all the frequencies are available. And let's remember too, guys, let's get into the 5D. Thomas, you brought up a good idea there. All frequencies. So 5D, ladies and gentlemen, it is not, because I'm present in 5D. I don't know much. I think a lot of people are still moving in and out, which is awesome. That's great. I got it. Cool. Here's the thing about 5D right now. It is kind of like, and it does feel this way too. Like we are still like floating in water in a way. The energies have not fully anchored there. And they will be anchoring this summer. But they're in the present. And what I learned and what I spent at least three conscious years working towards to enter into 5D, at least 3 conscious years, I want to say, having self-compassion and compassion for others, 5D is all compassion. And then as you move up, you start releasing judgment. Once you really understand and get compassion fully in your life, then it's the release of judgment. Hence, also, then the release of ego. Why we are where we are right now. Because everybody's got to come. Everybody who's supposed to come will come. 5D is like those teachers I talked about at the beginning. They refer to them as the waters of neutrality. Everything's neutral. So the frequencies that we live in our daily 3D life of polarity, there's frequency of, let's say, good, frequency of bad, frequency of this, frequency of that, frequency of what we usually are used to of the 3D polarity. In 5D, it's all we acknowledge in 5D that energy is just energy. It's neither good nor bad. There is no polarity. It just is what it is, and we accept it as it is what it is. We accept people for who people are. We accept people where they are because we have compassion for ourselves and others. So really, all energy is available. All frequencies are available. Yes. It's up to us as to how we see it. Same as within ourselves, as we really truly start balancing our pyramid to make it structured, the mind, body, and soul, we also come to identify more of the masculine and feminine energies that live within all of us. That was a big part of May, guys. We're headed into June, and a big part of May was balancing those masculine and feminine energies within and around us. Within us, in our home life, society, community. It was there to help us balance those within. And I find it interesting, going back to my surgery, you guys don't know this because it's not like you're in my backyard with me. I ride a lot on the masculine side, especially when there's work to be done. I ride a lot on it. And I grew up being able to ride more on it. I was raised to kind of do that in a way. But I also have a body that's built to be able to do more masculine things. I'm a 6 foot tall, massive human. It's glorious for me. It took me many years to accept it and love it. But I will, if there's work to be done. Oh yeah, I'm hauling logs physically. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Very masculine. It had been a long time because we bought a house that needed a lot of redo. I had been riding a very long time on my masculine side. Well, then I have this surgery in the middle of May where I can't do any of that stuff. I literally, I, I'm trying to, and I'm being transparent here. I'm being very honest. I'm a little bit losing it because I don't know how to, it's been so long of me being out of balance physically with my masculine and feminine that to sit back and be more of the feminine qualities within me is difficult. So I'm learning, it's like I'm relearning all these beautiful feminine aspects within myself that I forgot. Because since we bought this house, it's been hardcore. Courtney's in masculine mode, from get the work done, get the financials done, get done, which I love male energy. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I love male energy, but my feminine got way out of whack. And this surgery is making me, once again, demanding, making me, I never expected that to happen, that now I have to pull back and go, oh, okay. Hey, Courtney, what do you even enjoy doing? Well, all the stuff I enjoy really doing is feminine. Like, I get down with scrapbooking, guys. I love that stuff, you know? So it's interesting how that energy has been very much presented in many people's lives, trying to balance that. And men in your lives as well. Men have had to tap into more of their sensitivity because of whatever their wives are going through. I know many a men that have had to do that just this past month. Because us women, oftentimes we just want to vent, we want to talk. Please don't try to fix it. Please don't try to fix it, men. And I get that because I'm a fixer. But when I'm actually being more of my feminine side, it's like, I just want to talk. I just need an ear. And I know more men who have had to just kind of sit there and be with their wives and just listen. You don't have to fix anything. Then I'm going to say in a very long time. So it is that balance. There is so much energy going on right now. Nancy, you're 6'2". Well, 11, 5'11". Yeah, I got to 5'11" and just stopped paying attention. Yeah, like I was like, yeah, I'm just say I'm 6 foot. Because I was like 14 when I got to 5'11", and yeah, I kept growing. Wow, I didn't know that, Nancy. Um, us big ladies, us giants, just going on. Amazon women, yes. Um, that balance. So the balance of masculine and feminine, the releasing of more ego, the soul making its commitment to yourself, and now it is the push for all mind, body, and soul about you, who you really are, is being demanded of you to make those changes so it can begin to start. It's all happening. Why? Hence the 5D. I believe everybody probably in this chat right now is flow. If you're not already really present in 5D and swimming in those waters of neutrality, acknowledging the fact that energy is energy, we make it what it is. And when we realize that, and we're able to just see it as energy and see it as it is what it is. If I need to put a marker on it, then I will. If I don't, then so be it. It's groovy. With no judgment, not judging what's happening in the world, not judging individuals, not judging this, not judging that, because it's all neutral. That's a place we need to be, because we will be getting to the 7th, but I'm focused on the 5 right now. And guys, we're swimming in that water. So it's, if you're moving in and out of the 3D and the 5D, and the 3D is still very, very much polarity, very much what we see in the news, very much everything that's going on. Yes, Nancy, good comment. That it always starts with self, compassion of self, not judging ourselves. And I do believe that's where a lot of people are right now. That Scorpio full moon, thank you for bringing that up, Nancy. That Scorpio full moon really made a lot of people have to, what they need to change in their life was like a massive slap in the face for so many people I know and loved ones. And then, of course, the first initial reaction is to start judging ourselves. That energy was also there for us to let go of that concept. It means nothing. Do you know, I had in college, one of my professors, it was a psychology of women course. I was very close to getting a second minor in psych. I asked her once, I said, does anything good come out of guilt? And her response was that guilt is an empty emotion. Nothing comes out of it. Remorse is not the same as guilt, but yet we put guilt on ourselves. when nothing good, no good properties, no good energy, no nothing good comes out of guilt. It is an empty emotion. Because all of our emotions are really based to teach us something, help us grow, help us process, help us identify. Guilt actually does none of the above. It is empty. It is pointless. It is useless. And it's so close to how we judge ourselves. Because remorse has other feelings to it. Remorse says, I'm sorry, I will do better. Remorse says, I'm sorry, I forgive myself and I forgive others. Guilt doesn't. Guilt holds you in place and serves no purpose. But yet, when we judge ourselves, it's a whole lot of guilt. All of that, ladies and beautiful beings, men, beings of light and love, that is all trying to be dispensed, like get rid of it. It's trying to purge itself. So thank you, Nancy, for bringing that up. It always starts with self. It is the pyramid of self-ascension. And if your actual purpose here is to be of love and service, it starts with self. You can't do it any other way. Moving on from the 5D just for a moment, and I'm going to go back to it, but I titled this The Propulsion of Passion. So all of us have the exact same reason, life purpose for love and service to others. And hopefully that service can go back to Gaia and it can flow around and be beautiful, right? That's everybody's purpose for being here. Like, we can make it real easy. As far as our individual, how do I know what I should be doing in life? Usually our purpose is very closely connected to our passion. What are you passionate about? Our purpose is usually very close to our passion. And right now, we are in this massive purge to, yes, be floating in those waters of neutrality of 5D, but also, lovely people, also for us to really find our passion, because I'm going to tell you guys, mid-June, the next full moon that happens, like the 21st or 22nd, when that happens, folks, it is going to be a propulsion towards your purpose. Right now, the energy is demanding us to rise above the ashes, change, dynamic, like the card said, to be able to harmonize between the layers and aspects of different origin, who you've been, origin, and frequency, 5D. That's a total frequency, guys. To bring them together with ease, grace, and great joy. Right now, all this energy is for us to remove stuff, deep, cleansing, let go, be that phoenix. Because once June hits, ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying it's game on, but nothing's going to be like what June and July are going to be like. And God help us in August. It's for us to right now let go of a bunch of stuff and find your passion. Because if that soul has made a commitment, which I can guarantee you your soul has, but you're still on the fence or you still don't really know what to do, look at what you're passionate about and start cleansing yourself even more so. Allow these energies to work with you and through you, because when it hits in late June, July, it is a propulsion for the rest of the year towards you learning, developing, being your purpose as far as loving and serving others. And it is going to be very close to what you are passionate about. So if you're passionate about animals, If you're passionate about Gaia, if you're passionate about caring for homeless people, if you're passionate about uh, the environment, trees, plants, go, whatever it may be, whatever if you're passionate about taking care of the kids, if you're passionate about whatever it is, sustainable living, whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, I adore you. I love you. Be that passion. Be that passion. Your soul made the commitment in 2019. Well, holy hell, it wants us, sorry, it wants us to become it. So we're releasing last little bit of those disgusting aspects of the ego that is unwanted, unneeded. Go back and watch the video on ego. And we are there, ladies and gentlemen. We are connecting more with our masculine and feminine to be the balance within. Our pyramid of self-ascension has to become balanced and structured. Sound pyramid, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. Each corner of a pyramid has one of those attributes that makes you there. And like I said at the very beginning, if it starts to crumble on one, the whole damn thing crumbles. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I also, not just having the surgery, I guess this is kind of unheard of. I have been so deficient in B12 that I have to do injections on myself weekly for 8 weeks. For 8 weeks, I have to take B12. I guess that's pretty damn unheard of to be that deficient in it. That to me, because I neglected this beautiful tool that is my body, that actually really helps support all the work that I do in the metaphysical, astral type work I do, I was riding so much on my mental that I depleted myself to the point that I need 8 weeks of injections of B12. Thank God I'm putting my body back together, because I don't want my pyramid can literally not crumble. Once the waters of 5D really kind of solidify and we're not just floating anymore, once they solidify and there's going to be some full firm ground for my pyramid to sit on in 5D, and I will be fully only conscious in 5D, and I won't be jumping back and forth, floating, going back and forth to 3D and 5D, my body better be fully intact. That is what I'm stressing here. The pyramid of self-ascension, please go back to the last video. Start having compassion, letting go of judgment for yourself and others. Try to understand being in 5D more as far as the balance of male and female energies within, the neutrality of all energies. All energies are neutral. It's us who put the identifying markers on it. And then, I know this is a lot to take in. Start looking at what you're passionate about. Just start paying attention to what you're actually really passionate about. All of us care about many things. All of us do. We care about many things, but there's going to be some stuff there that makes it that it's very, very, you're fully aware this is my focus. This is my focused passion. Through the next week, as we're releasing and releasing and releasing, start noticing. Notice where your passion is heading. Because it could be vastly different than what you thought when you were young, or younger, or even recently. So that is my weekly goal for you all, because guys, we only have a few more weeks before this energy becomes even more dynamic, like the card. Yes. So we have a few more minutes, guys. Any questions, any thoughts? I love it. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and hit that like button. If you all do want to check out the Akashic record reading for June early, I put it on my Patreon because I'm trying to get a little bit of support from Patreon. I wasn't really able to work in May. I first had my in-laws come and visit, which was a blessing. I hadn't seen them in years. And then I had my surgery, and it's like, well, I haven't really worked. So the June Akashic record reading is on Patreon early for folks if they want to go there and see it. Patreon's going to be where I'll put some classes, a whole bunch of stuff, and discounts. There is 22% off of an Akashic record reading in Patreon right now, the code for it. So if there aren't any questions, I love you all. This, what about PayPal? Yep. If you go to my actual website, sweetheart, you can either sign up for stuff via PayPal at the website, or if you want to just do a donation, my PayPal, I think, is I'll have to look into it. I'm on Venmo and I'm on PayPal, sweetheart. I can actually put those below. Thank you. That'd be nice because I think I'm very grateful that last night, literally my first client, because I really couldn't work because to do the work I do, guys, I have to put my frequency up. I have to to do any of my timeline cleansing, my Akashic record reading, anything. I have to have my frequency up. And I either was busy with in-laws or I was on medication because of the surgery. And that you just don't do it. I mean, I'm very ethical in my work, and you just don't do it because you really can't. You can't do the person's service. So I just literally haven't been at work. But thank God somebody signed up for something on the 2nd. But I would appreciate, I'll put it below because I have to go back and put a lot of things in this one. I had to restart it. Oh, thank you. Send me an email. Yes, my dear. Lovely people. Next week, I will definitely go to the records to find out what the weekly goal is there. Just know, those of you that are floating in and out, you can definitely fully begin to anchor yourself into 5D. Even though the waters are not steady enough to fully anchor, you can be more present in 5D than ever in 3D right now. And when you do that, at least my experience has been, not only can you handle 3D better because you see it vastly different. And I don't mean conspiracies. I don't mean this and that. I mean, you see things vastly different, much more of a bigger picture. You also are able to begin to hone in on what your passion is to be of love and light and service. But it does start with your pyramid first. So I love you all. Hey, have a great weekend. If you're here in the States, we're celebrating Memorial Day. Thank you to all of our troops, past, present, and future. I do say let's take a moment at some point this weekend to acknowledge them and acknowledge, knowing or unknowing, they were doing the best that they knew how for us, and are being told. And so we do want to give them thanks and appreciation and love. And also for me personally, I am definitely an American mutt. I have ancestors who were even on the Mayflower. I mean, the boy who fell off the Mayflower is my ancestor. The one who was like, hey, we work with these Indians, not against them. Why we have Thanksgiving. So what our country was really originally founded to be, all these glorious ideals, maybe we can just sit with that for a moment as well too. The all welcoming, the ideals that we had. Not saying that we took them in action. I'm saying the ideals that we wanted to have. Um, maybe we can just sit with that for a moment and know that, well, we're not exactly what we want, but it kind of is what it is. And that's what happens when you're in 5D. It kind of is what it is, folks. So I love you all. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Barbecue if you can. Get some beautiful sunshine if you can. Be the light. Choose the light. Always reach for the light. Cheers, you all. Namaste.